first thing I would like to say about women in STEM fields is that they've always been underrepresented. It's the rare woman who is someone like Madame Curie, who's well known for making a scientific discovery, and some of the early computer programmers were female and that sort of thing. But in general, there's several problems with this. And a very major one has been that the educational system traditionally did not support girls in succeeding in math and science, or even present that as a possibility years ago. In fact, many girls would have been discouraged from majoring in something like chemistry or another science because maybe their parents or teachers would say to them, they're never going to let you do anything, you're just going to be washing up the test tubes in the back room or something like that. Now, in total contrast with that, we have the movement now to encourage female participation in math, science, and engineering.
This was funded a couple years ago by one of the members of the robotics team named Cynthia. And so she realized that in the robotics team there were very little girls that were actually doing stuff. And so she wanted to encourage more women to join robotics and to be more aware about technology and engineering. So she founded the Gears Club, and she went out and asked a lot of people to join the club, and I was one of them. And at first I really didn't know anything about engineering. Like, I wasn't even considering it as a career path. And that year we built a quadcopter, and it was really fun. And I kind of realized that I was more creative, and that my creativity could be used to create like technology and to design stuff. And I learned to use like computer design software on CAD. And so the club really means a lot to me because it's really what helped me. Now I want to major. I'm really considering majoring in engineering, and so the club really means a lot. The Gears Club encouraged me to join our robotics team, and so on my robotics team, my first year I was the CNC machinist, so I'd make all the parts for the robot on CNC machines. And the next year I finally got to do design, so I'm on CAD now and I do computer design. And so this year, because last year Cynthia graduated, she made me become the president of Gears, and so now I have like it grew from like 5 members maybe to like now it's like 10 members. And so right now we're building a soccer ball launcher, and we're taking apart a motorcycle to get an engine. And my goal is to get the women in my club right now and to make them realize what I realized, that engineering is actually fun. And a lot of them actually applied for the robotics team and are planning to join it next year.
When I was at UCLA and I took my first programming class, Engineering 10, in the engineering building, I was in the information science graduate school at the time. There was a series of pictures on the wall that showed graduating classes of women who had majored in engineering. And for most of the years of the school, decades, there was not a single female face in the photographs. And then all of a sudden one day there was one woman. And then it went along, and then there were quite a few more. And I would imagine now that they maybe have a pretty substantial percentage that are female graduates in that field. Now, in a place like Clark, because it is a pioneer in the STEM education area, girls are encouraged to participate in everything. There's been clubs for years that have encouraged girls to be doing things with engineering. The robotics team has had many female members, and this year even had a president of the club who was female. And if you look at the number of girls enrolling in higher mathematics and in AP sciences and that sort of thing, you're finding a substantial number of female students who are doing this. So I think that's going to really help to produce the changes. But there still needs to be support in the industry areas to make sure that women that go into STEM fields are given the same opportunities, that they are promoted, that they're given a chance to go into management and that sort of thing. And I think we'll see more and more of that in the years to come.